Okay, we are going to be taking the integral of x over x to the fourth plus 1. So the first thing we might try to do when seeing this problem is doing a u substitution. So the most logical thing that you might try to do is say, okay, let's let u equal to this denominator. So we might try u equals x to the fourth plus 1. So if you try that, then du is going to be 4x cubed dx. Now this is a problem because, well, even though we've dealt with the denominator when we sub back in for u, this du is going to be 4x cubed dx. We don't have a 4x cubed dx in our original problem. We have x dx. So we're not going to be able to replace all this with du. So this is not going to work. Okay, so how can we get our du to contain x dx? Well, here's what we can do. So instead of writing this as x to the fourth in the denominator, we're going to write this as x squared squared. Now, why would we do that? Well, the reason we do that is that sets up a u substitution. We can now make u equal to x squared. And du is going to be 2x dx, which will work beautifully with our numerator. So our du is going to be 2x dx. Now that works great because we have x dx. It's not perfect because we have x dx and our du is 2x dx. But it's okay, we can do the clever trick where we say, okay, we make it 2x dx, but we just have to multiply the outside of the integral by 1/2. And now we're ready to sub everything in terms of u. So we're going to have 1/2 times the integral. So I'm going to look at the denominator first. So x squared, that's going to be our u. And that whole thing is squared, so we're going to have u squared plus 1. And then 2x dx, that's going to be our du. So I like to write it as the 1 in the numerator and then the du over here. And now we're ready to integrate. So if you recall that the integral of 1 over u squared plus 1 is the arctan of u. And that's what we have over here. So this integral is going to evaluate to be the arctan of u. So we have 1/2 times the arctan of u plus c. And the final step is to sub everything back in terms of x. So we're going to replace u with x squared. So our final answer is 1/2 times the arctangent of x squared plus c.